Hey guys, it's reaction time. As you can see, I'm somewhere else. I'm at my mum's house. I'm in the bedroom. Dio's here with me. Hello, baby lad. Yes. Loves this little stroke on his back. Didn't you? You do love a belly rub as well. Anyway, enough of that. We've got reactions to do. So, Black Stone Cherry and Nervous. I'm a bit nervous, actually. Because I was a huge fan of Black Stone Cherry, and I still don't mind them as well. But their first, second, and third album in my mind were just amazing. Loved everything about them. At that time, I think, the first, second, and third album, that was one of my top bands. And I think for me, they lost their way a little bit. For me only, by the way. Of course, all music is subjective, as we all say. Probably the most subjective thing you can talk about is music. I mean, the taste you can have is just so widespread. Someone can love something and someone can hate something. By the way, I don't hate Black Stone Cherry. I think they're a really good band. But I think along the way, I don't know, they've become something else. I think they started off as a really gritty southern rock band, and I love that grit about them. And then as they got a little bit more melodic on the second and third albums, I love their ballads. I think they wrote some of the best ballads I've ever heard. Ever heard. Just some amazing ballads they wrote, but along with that came that southern grit that they had from the beginning. So, Nervous. I actually liked Out of Pocket, by the way, the last single. I don't think there's anything about an album coming out yet. But here we go for the next single. This is called Nervous by Black Stone Cherry. Always stop it halfway through, guys. So, for me, it's following what they're like at the moment. Very formulaic. Hasn't got that southern rawness and grit they used to have for me. It's sort of almost like a straightforward rock band now, a heavy rock band, where they, I wanted them. I love that feel they had at the beginning, that southern, like I said, that southern edge they had. And I love a bit of southern music. So, that's probably why I love them so much. But this is almost sounds like a carbon copy of, Out of Pocket almost. It's sort of so predictable what they're going to do. I don't know. I mean, the plus points are Chris Roberts' voice. His voice just hasn't changed. He's got a brilliant voice. And I think he's got that sort of southern feel to his voice, obviously, because that's where his voice is. And I think that's the only thing left of that sort of southern edge that Black Stone Cherry have now got. If he wasn't in the band, It'd literally just be a plain, you know, rock band. Imagine if another singer was in this band. It'd just sound like any old rock band, wouldn't it? I think his voice almost gives it an edge, just because he's such a great vocalist and he's so, you know, he's got so much character to his voice and so distinguishable. I think apart from that, there's nothing now that makes Black Stone Cherry's music stand out. Out of Pocket I quite liked, thought it was really catchy, I quite liked it. This, you know, apart from quite a good groove, because, you know, my head's going, you know, I'm getting into it. But apart from that, it's just seems so bland now. You know, I don't know what's going on. Whether they're going to go back, whether they're going to carry on with this sort of stuff, I don't know. But I don't know. I just think they're not standing out anymore in this scene. They almost sound like a normal sort of rock band now. None of that edge that they used to have. None of that grit that they used to have, for sure. I don't know. Perhaps I'm just being miserable today. I mean, my Avenged Sevenfold reaction wasn't that good. But like I said, I'm never usually... I'm never, ever, as long as you guys know who watch this channel, I never, ever put bands down who are new and up and coming. Black Stone Cherry ain't going to give a fuck. And Black Stone Cherry's fans ain't going to give a fuck what I say, and that's fine. And that's why I can say I don't like it. Because I wouldn't say that if it was a new band, because that's not fair, because it's so hard in the music business. But this band are, you know, really popular. Do you know what I mean? So I feel I can say how I feel, and how I feel about this song is it's not doing anything for me. It literally ain't doing anything for me, I'm afraid. But let's try and get through the rest, shall we? Here we go. Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. It just sounds like a load of their other songs, but not as good to me. Lost their grit, lost the edge a little bit for me. Even the drum sound, man. I mean, they need to do, this was very similar on their last album. Something about their drum sound. The snare drum doesn't sound snappy enough. It's not loud enough. And also the cymbals, I can't hardly hear the cymbals. So the production ain't great. For me, it's a very modern production, and some of the modern production, as you know, is shit. So no, not impressed with that. Apart from the vocals, I can't fault the vocals. You know, it's just, I don't know what it is, man. With Black Stone Cherry now, I really don't know what it is. I think it's just more almost like, you could almost compare it to, you know, the superhero in movies, the superhero movies now that people I think it's just too much of the same thing, but not quite as good as well. You know, anyone who knows what I mean, is it called superhero fatigue or Marvel fatigue, whatever they call it? I think it's just, you know, you can only do the same song for a little while. You've got to do something a little bit different, not too much because you don't want to upset too many people. But mate, sometimes going back to what you was can be so fresh. And you know, I mean, when Rain Wizard first kicked in, it blew your mind, didn't it, on that first song? They got nothing like that now, really, you know. Anyway, probably going to get a load of hate now, like The second poor song for me of the day. Guys, though, there's a lot of Black Stone Cherry fans out there. So what do you think of that? That was Black Stone Cherry and Nervous. Let me know in the comments below, guys. I'll see you soon.